NBC27 Digital Now Center. This is Beyond the Forecast with your most accurate local meteorologists.
Well, we say good morning, everybody. It is Monday. It is a new week. It is a new month, and that means some new weather, we hope, as we wave goodbye to May. And I'm not sure anybody wanted May to stick around much longer. For those that missed it over the weekend, we actually did set a new record for monthly rainfall in May. 9.72 inches fell at HIA, and 2025 stands alone at the top of the list, the wettest May ever recorded. It beat out 1989, just barely, 9.71 inches in May of 89, but this year 9.72. And if you lived through it, as we all did, it is not a surprise that May was wet. But we've got some better news in the forecast coming. And so let's get started. There's some nuances to the forecast early this week. We're going to talk about wildfire smoke. We're also going to talk about a big-time warm-up with temperatures expected to be close to 90 degrees here later on this week. Just phenomenal stuff. So let's get started here with some headlines, if we can. Just give me 1 second here. We're going to do some headlines in a minute. Let's do that. Here we go. Look at that sun. There's some smoke there on the horizon, which is interesting because that's coming from some of the Canadian wildfires that are around. We do have a sunny and dry stretch ahead, though, this week, and that smoke probably won't be a big deal, but we're going to take a look at what some folks are saying about it online, too. More humid later this week. The dew points are going to go up. We expect dew points in the mid to upper 60s here by Thursday and Friday, and nearing 90 degrees as well. So that is something we are tracking for later in the week. But it's hard to believe because it's been cool here in the mornings. Yesterday morning, we had a low of 48. And in some cases right now, check these numbers out. It's even cooler. Penn State, Mount Alto at 45 degrees. We have Murph Radio in Lewistown down to 48. East Earl, 51 and 52 at the Trails and Trees Nature Center in Mechanicsburg. It is June, right? I mean, we're talking about summertime weather and temperatures near 90 later this week with numbers like these. Yeah, we are. And it's all thanks to this very big trough you can see digging out across the eastern half of the country. Check this out. I mean, let me see if I can outline it for you here. I mean, this is a huge trough that extends from Minneapolis all the way up the East Coast. And we even have another little mini trough cutting itself out across the Northeast. So, all of this stuff is seen pretty readily here on the upper level charts, that it's been cool. We only had temperatures in the 60s over the weekend. And as we look at the water vapor loop, you can see why. A clear trough that has sort of been persistent over the east. And the high temperature map also indicates that. Very cool weather today. Now, 72 may not seem cool, but normal highs should be in the upper 70s. So we're still running about 5 to 10 degrees under where we should be. And again, just step outside. If you notice it, it should be able to be felt immediately that we're not where we should be this time of year. But there is hope. Check it out. Look at this big ridge, this nice big tongue of warm air that is jutting up all the way into Minnesota and Wisconsin. How about 89 today in Topeka? Look at that thing. 87 in Chicago. Yeah. 88 in Memphis. Hello. And how about 96 in San Antonio? We love it. That's what we like to see, or at least some of us do. I know most of you are excited about the warm-up, and we've got it coming. The good news, too, coaches have been sweating out the past month, right? All these rainouts, all these delays, all these rescheduling of games. Parents, too, and I'm one of them. I know about it. Mostly sunny today. Should be gorgeous weather for evening sports as temperatures sit around 70 degrees. Now, again, I'm not even going to pause Precision Cast. There's no reason to. As you can see, we don't have much going on early this week. How nice is that? Sunshine today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Each day getting progressively warmer. By Wednesday, we're in the mid-80s, and the dew points start to go up and up and up as well, meaning the humidity will be back. Now, here's something I want to focus on, and that would be the smoke forecast. And I do think the smoke is going to be around today for a bit, and it'll not block out the sun, but it will make for a hazy appearance. You know, we actually had some of it yesterday where the skies look kind of whitish instead of blue. That's going to be around, and then I think it thickens up here tomorrow. Notice the dark orange colors overhead on Tuesday, and this is what we're watching carefully. So the sun, even though it's going to be around, it may be half as intense because of some of the smoke particles that are in the air. And I think even in this lasts until Wednesday. Notice the kind of the faint hint of orange here over top of the region. So it's something that we're watching Not too concerned about it, but I do want to pull up here a tweet or a series of tweets from the National Weather Service in Pittsburgh because I find it very interesting that they are highlighting this too. And let's go there. Notice the wildfire smoke impact that they talk about it on Twitter. I'm going to see if we can make this full screen for you all. Higher concentrations of wildfire smoke are expected to drift into the region later this afternoon. Now, again, this is Pittsburgh. If you're traveling there, you may want to be aware of this. But also, this is probably what our weather is going to be like tomorrow. Most of the smoke will initially stay aloft, meaning hazy, milky skies will only be the noticeable effect today. And I sort of agree with that. But if you look at the smoke sort of traversing into the region here, it kind of shows it nicely, coming in from Minneapolis and Chicago and then moving westward into the western part of our state, as they talk about here at the NWS in Pittsburgh. Now, they go on to say, let me click on this here, that some of the smoke is expected to settle near the surface during the daytime on Tuesday. And remember, I just said I do think the smoke will be thicker tomorrow. So beyond potential air quality issues, higher smoke concentrations could also lower high temperatures a bit, a few degrees. So maybe it doesn't hit 80 tomorrow. This is something we're watching. So let's see if we can play this for you here and make this bigger. Some of the smoke will settle near the surface on Tuesday, and it definitely shows more of a western Pennsylvania edge. That's why the National Weather Service in Pittsburgh is showing this. But I do think it's worth pointing out because even in the model that we just showed, it could have an impact locally as well. And as for the air quality index, we're going to monitor that over the course of the coming days as well. I don't think we're going to have too many issues, but it is something to be aware of, that this smoke is going to be around again. Remember last year, it got pretty ugly. I don't think we're going to see a repeat of that where it really affects our breathing and that we can smell it at the surface. But again, I think it is something to pay attention to and be aware of. So that is the latest on the smoke. Temperature-wise, though, again, we should get into the low 70s today. I don't think the smoke will have a big impact on temperatures today. Now, tomorrow it might. It's going to be another cool start. I think temperatures in the upper 40s and low 50s again, and we should get to 80 tomorrow. If we don't get there, it will be because of some of that smoke topping us off in the upper 70s. But I do think tomorrow looks warmer than today, and Wednesday looks warmer yet. So the extended outlook shows 10-day temperature trends rising. Look at that, mid to upper 80s here by the end of the week. Thursday and Friday will bring some unsettled weather, maybe a few thunderstorms later Friday as a front tries to move through. It'll stall out on Saturday with a few showers, and then temperatures kind of settle in and become more seasonable moving into next week. But it's going to be dry and sunny here for the first 3 days this week with some smoke around, yes. And then as we look ahead, it will be humid here for the end of the week. Maybe a stray shower on Thursday. If you have plans on Thursday, I wouldn't cancel them. I think most of the day will be dry. Friday, later in the day, could bring some showers and storms, and a few showers could linger into the first half, especially of Saturday, before Sunday looks nice and turns less humid. Now, for those of you wondering again about more of an extended outlook, let's take a look at some temperatures here. And we'll show you, we'll actually start with the one of the high-resolution models here, the HER model, because I want to just take you out here and see what it does as we move into this afternoon. And it sort of keeps us in the 60s today, and I'm wondering if that's because of some of the smoke. I'm going to be really curious to see if that's the case. Let's bring up the NAM 3K model here and take a look at the temperatures it brings in. Now, it does show highs again tomorrow getting close to 80, but it does keep us under that. So I'm wondering if the models are starting to adjust now for some of that smoke. It also shows Wednesday will be the warmest day yet, and I agree with the NAM on that. Now, in terms of long-range temperature patterns, well, check this out. We're going to head there right now, and I'll tell you, it's interesting. I think the European model just goes bonkers as we move into next week. Look at this. Let me do this. There it is. It does get us near 90 both Thursday and Friday, as I mentioned, but next week it has a heat wave coming our way in mid-June. Keep that in mind. Now, the blend, the National Weather Service blend does not really show that. It keeps us more seasonable next week. So we'll see which model tends to win out, or if it's a blend, we'll probably stay in the mid to upper 80s for the next week or so. But if you are a fan of the heat and haven't been able to use your swimming pool, if it's open, or haven't been able to go to one and you're thinking about more pool weather, I'm telling you, the forecast looks better for that. And look at the European. We'll see if that holds. The European's been running too warm lately, in my opinion. But at least we'll be in the 80s for a good stretch, which I think we all deserve. So that's a look at the forecast. A nice sunny and dry stretch ahead. Some wildfire smoke early in the week. Some unsettled weather by Friday, and temperatures nearing 90 to close out this new week of June. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. We will post updates often.